Hello and welcome to Little Jimmy's favorite podcast, Fedcast, coming to you from parts unknown. My name is Steve, and with me as always,
Justin.
And we're here to talk to you about the wacky world of wrestling for the week of March 25th, 2013.
And last week.
And last week, yeah, that's right.
Because we've been doing these on Saturdays
That's
because my
very true.
schedule is crazy.
Psychotic, yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Damn schedule.
True. But at the same time, we're kind of doing it on the day we normally should be doing it.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. I mean, aside from the couple times we have to go back in time, everything else will be straightforward.
Yeah.
But, hey, what can you do?
So we'll do TNA this week, last week and this week, and then
Yes.
we'll just
And then
do WWE accordingly.
Pretty much in order, yeah.
In order. So we go last week.
Yes.
TNA Impact.
Mm-hmm.
We start off the broadcast with part 1 of 5 of the Rise of Bully Ray.
Yeah. I got nothing. I really don't. This was idiotic. I'm sorry. It really
I don't know
was.
if it was idiotic.
I thought it was dumb.
Really?
Yeah, I just thought it was a very much... It would have been interesting had they really revealed something crazy.
Well,
but he didn't.
what's crazy?
Something we didn't possibly know. It just seemed like he was obviously,
Well, he was covering bases, like, they attacked him here, and they attacked so-and-so there, and how come Devon's this, and how did D'Lo get in there? Like, I liked how they
I didn't
went
like
through the last 9 months of this storyline.
I didn't like it that much. I don't know. It just seemed kind of cheesy to me. I just kind of felt that way.
Right. Well, that was part 1.
Yeah.
Right before the broadcast began.
Mm-hmm.
We started the broadcast
Yes.
with Hogan coming out.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to name a number 1 contender. He wants it to be Jeff Hardy, because apparently now Hardy's one of his guys, even though Hardy wasn't one of his guys when he was giving Bully Ray a pep talk.
No, remember, this is how it works, is that once the storyline's finished, we're supposed to forget it ever happened. Unless it's continuing.
But Hardy,
Yes.
being the fighting champion? No. Not champion. Fighting guy he is?
He's the creature.
The stand-up?
The
stand-up guy he is.
The rah-rah zispoomba
See,
guy.
he doesn't know if he's ready, so he wants a fatal 4-way for his number 1 contendership.
Okay. I don't know why. I mean, aside from hey, TNA, we need an excuse to have a 4-way match with the top guys in the company, there's no other reason to do this. This just proves Jeff Hardy might be a simpleton.
Yeah.
It's like you're handed the top spot, you're handed the number 1 contendership. Nope, I'm not good enough. Bring 3 other guys and let's see if I'm really the man.
Okay.
Nobody was questioning.
And they brought forth Samoa Joe, Magnus, and Angle.
They did.
That was going to be the main event.
That happened.
Part 2.
Yes.
Of the Rise of Bully Ray.
Mm-hmm.
The Bound for Glory plan.
Yep.
Which I did like. How he explained how he lost it, how it was supposed to go down at Bound for Glory, and...
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I kind of like the way it is.
Because he was giving Hardy credit,
yeah,
like, hey, man,
like,
I was
hey,
supposed
he's
to win there,
a lot
but...
tougher than I thought he would be, blah, 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 and I went for plan B and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. Match number 1
Mm-hmm.
of the broadcast.
Yes.
The Dirty Heels, I guess, is what they're going to be known as.
Is that
Bobby
really
Roode
what they're...
well, I mean, I'm guessing that's what there's on their T-shirts.
That's true,
Bobby
yeah.
Roode and Austin
I
Aries.
guess, yeah.
They fought Chavo and Hernandez for the tag titles.
Yeah.
The match was supposed to happen the week previous,
Yep.
but Ace and Eights put a stop to that.
They did,
Solid tag match.
I guess. I mean...
Dirty Heels win.
Yeah, which
And
was
then
good.
Bad Influence kind of got involved at the end there, and
yeah,
then got in
and
the
then beat
Dirty
the
Heels
crap out
faces.
of him, yeah. Which
So-
is weird, but okay.
Basically, tag team division in TNA is 3 teams right now.
Still better than WWE.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Match number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And now, this is the X Division.
Yes.
There are new rules for the X Division.
There are. I kind of like it.
It's always going to be contested under 3-way rules.
Which is interesting,
There's
considering they only had 3 at one point.
There's a weight limit, 230 pounds.
Wasn't that always there, though?
No.
Oh, no,
It was
'cause
known as the
Samoa
No
Joe,
Limits
yeah. Right,
division. Now it's a
right.
weight limit.
Yeah.
And if you get pinned, you have to fight your way in a qualification match to get back into the hunt.
Which, alright, that works.
So, cool.
Yeah.
Put Sanjay Dutt back on TV. And
Yeah,
I'm
that was
all for
kind of
that.
nice to see, yeah.
So it was King, Dutt, and Z-Mayan, which is probably going to be one of a series of great X Division matches
I'm going
we're
to
gonna
guess,
see
yeah.
in the next few months.
Mm-hmm.
With Kenny King obviously coming out on top because he's probably not going to lose that title anytime soon.
No. He'll be defending quite a bit.
Brooke Hogan.
Yeah.
Just being Brooke Hogan.
Yeah.
All upset about being married to the president of Ace and Eights.
Was this the first time? I can't remember. Okay.
I think this was her going into the arena.
Okay, so the TNA or TMZ cam come in just like, Brooke, we want to ask you about Bully Ray. Brooke, what about your father? I'm not going to talk about any of that. I'm here to do my job. Really? You just found out that your husband has been lying to you and essentially just sort of fucked you
and
so
I
you
don't
could
know
get
why
power?
she's not happy. Her husband is world champion.
Yeah.
Come on now. World champion.
Bitches be crazy.
I don't know. Speaking of Brooke.
Yes.
Part 3 of The Rise of Bully Ray.
Yeah.
Talking about the Brooke plan and how he was going to be the hero and the knight in shining armor.
I did say it was very much the he nailed it properly in that he's just like the closer she got to me, the more Hulk hated it, and it worked so well.
Yeah.
The kind of the way he said it was just perfect, but I can't remember
I think
exactly.
I think you're starting to turn around.
I kind of am. Shit.
You know what it is? It was probably 2 weeks ago, and you're probably at the moment you're like, "This is dumb," but then you get time to reflect.
I think giving it time does sort of
because that's what happens in wrestling. You think it's dumb in the moment, and then it kind of turns out awesome.
It kind of starting to get that
Fandango.
A little bit, yeah. No,
we'll get to him later.
Fandango rules.
We'll get to him later. More
yes.
Sting and Hogan. Now they're enemies. They were friends and now they're enemies.
Okay, that was
because Hogan made a bad decision and Sting made a bad decision. And
yeah, I don't really understand this whole thing at all. It's like Hogan, essentially, you are in charge. You made it abundantly clear as you were yelling at Sting. So Sting coming up with this plan of being like, "Hey, trust Bully, trust Bully." Why are you pissed at Sting? It was your fucking decision.
Yeah.
If you're really the boss and what you say goes, then why would you listen to the fucking guy in the makeup?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway,
idiotic.
Taryn Terrell.
Mm-hmm.
More shenanigans with her and Gail Kim.
Yes.
And Brooke Hogan, the VP of the Knockouts.
The reason she showed up.
I don't know who the P of the Knockouts is, but if
Dixie Carter?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Technically. She made the decision to terminate Taryn Terrell as a referee.
And Gail Kim laughed and laughed and laughed.
Like the dastardly heel that she is.
Yes.
And then
but wait.
Reinstated her as a working competitor.
Yeah.
And then Taryn Terrell speared the shit out of Gail Kim.
Yes.
And catfights ensued.
Yes, that was fun.
And they chased each other off.
They did, which was really odd, but okay.
And then you cue Bully Ray coming out,
Yep.
sneaking up on Brooke, and she's just standing there in fear, and he just yells at her, "Till death do us part."
And she just kept saying, "Go away! I don't want to talk to you. Go away!" Because, she's that convincing.
Because she's a fucking actress.
Yes.
She is.
Because it's funny, because you think that I'm just sort of, just saying what I think. No. What I'm saying is almost verbatim. The way she said it and how she sounded. It was just bad, but it was funny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Part 4.
Yes.
The Rise of Bully Ray. How he got the crew together.
You're right, I am starting to like this.
Fuck!
Alright.
How he got D'Lo in,
yeah.
How he got Devon in, and how Devon coached up Briscoe, and how they got Bischoff, and how they got Briscoe in.
Yeah. Which, that was a part of the reason I started to hate it, was he was talking about how awesome Briscoe and Bischoff are, and I'm like,
well, you have to big up the young guys. You have to big up the young guys.
Taz did a phenomenal job at that.
Hey, speaking of tag teams,
yes.
those guys are gonna be a tag team.
They are.
A big tag team.
And actually, now that I mentioned Taz, I do want to give him credit, because we've been riding his nuts for like a month at least. Not like that. No, but we've been giving him shit. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
For being a opportunistic heel.
Yeah.
Where he's not a heel all the time. The last couple weeks, he's just full on heel.
He's getting
he did
better.
A phenomenal job. I will give him credit.
I guess it just takes time to learn stuff.
To learn to, hey, I'm not supposed to like the good guys. I'm supposed to like the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Takes time. He's been hitting the head a lot.
Yep. Yeah. To be fair, yes, he has.
Yep.
Speaking of hitting the head a lot, Angle.
Yes. Yeah.
Being Angle, all mad and
nice segue. Yeah.
Angle just being mad.
And he's mad as hell, and he's not going to take it anymore.
Yeah. Hoorah! I like Kurt Angle, but just him getting angry every week at Ace and Eights and just not doing.
Well, that's the thing. I like what Kurt Angle
because he's not
going
to be in the storylines.
No, he's not.
This is obviously going to be Jeff Hardy's spot. And it should be Kurt Angle's spot if you want to.
Yes, I don't understand why Jeff Hardy is now the fucking poster boy against Aces and Eights, because aside from the obviously needed, hammer to the knee, there was no real feud with him and Aces and Eights aside from Bully Ray. So I would think once he loses his title shot, because frankly, he's Super Cena. He doesn't need a fucking title, so he shouldn't have it. Why would he be the fucking TNA poster boy? It doesn't make any sense.
I know. Matt Morgan.
Yes.
Beat Joseph Park.
Yeah.
And that happened.
That did, and nobody cared.
Nope. More Hardy in the back.
Yep.
Explaining why he picked what he did. He's just like, I don't know if I'm ready. I know those guys might be ready.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a fatal 4-way and we'll see who's ready.
Which was dumb.
People are getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Styles interview.
Sort of.
Kind of. He didn't talk.
No.
A la Sting 97. If he fucking comes from the Raptors, I swear to God.
No, they won't do that because they already mentioned that.
Yeah.
Because Hulk Hogan actually insulted the shit out of Sting with that. And
when you sat in the Raptors for 7 years.
Go back to sitting in the Raptors for 2 years and not say a word. I can't help it. That was funny. That was good. But
James Storm.
Yep.
Coming out.
He
yelling
did.
At him. Make some sense, AJ. Come on now. Jesus Christ.
Let's talk this out. Let's
And then Taz, to his credit, got up.
Yes.
With the prospect cut, you can get us some beers. You could be our gopher. Maybe
Which was just like, really? You think that's gonna work? Do you?
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't know his place in the world. How about he fetches you a beer?
Yeah.
That's gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Although in the next week's episode, they hyped that up.
They do.
Him offering the spot in Aces and Eights.
They do.
But
this is Sting, 1997.
It
really is.
It kind of is. It's the NWO.
I mean, you gotta think, it's Hogan, it's Sting, so these are the guys who are like, let's just run the storyline again. It worked the first time.
Well, isn't that what Aces and Eights is in the first place? I mean, it's the NWO storyline. They already did it with Immortal, now they're doing it with Aces and Eights.
Yeah.
Hogan knows one thing, and he knows it well.
He'll run it into the ground.
Yes, he will.
Until it works, god damn it.
It'll have to work some point, damn it.
Just throw it against the wall, something's gotta stick. Jesus.
Although I kind of liked Immortal for a while. But that's just because I like heel Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
It'll never happen again, but I really liked that.
Yeah.
It was good, because he didn't just yell at inappropriate times.
Yeah. Jeff Hardy putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Exactly.
Good God. Anyways, Rise of Bully. The fifth and final part.
Yes.
How he finally got his hands on the World Heavyweight title.
Yeah. This part I didn't like.
No,
I will definitely
because it was recent.
Because we knew this part. We got this. We didn't need this segment.
I think that's why the other parts were cool, because it was like 7-8 months ago.
Yeah, it was setting up shit that we didn't know. Now it's just like, we obviously figured this one out. We didn't need you to say it. They literally, at the end of the fourth one, they should have been like, and the rest you know.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think this was the plan for all 9 months?
No, fuck no. They didn't know who the president was.
It just happened in a
it just worked. No, it's
order where they're just like, we could just say.
Yeah, basically what happened is, once they decided that they were going to make Bully Ray the president, the writers just all scrambled to be like, okay, now how can we make this make sense?
Yeah,
that's basically
Bully
what
Ray
they
was
did.
getting attacked here, and he was tag teaming there.
Exactly. They had to make it make sense, and then all the writers got together and they figured it out. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no way they fucking had this planned out. Come on now.
It's TNA.
Mm-hmm.
They always reach for the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Touche. Number one contenders match. Hardy, Magnus, Joe, and Angle. Decent match.
It was alright.
There was only 4 matches on this card.
Not surprising, considering how much time they spent. And this isn't a knock to it, even though I sort of reformed on it. They spent way too much time on the Bully Ray thing.
Yeah.
That was another thing that bugged me. They spent way too much time on the show. They spent
about half an hour.
Easy, yeah.
Of the 2 hours doing it.
Yeah.
And Hardy won, of course, so he's your number one contender.
Which I actually was surprised when I was first watching. I didn't think, like I said a minute ago, is that Hardy is Super Cena. He doesn't need the title. I'm kind of surprised that they're giving him another shot.
Yeah.
I would have given it to Joe, I guess.
Joe, or Angle.
Angle,
It's not that you want to see him with the title, it's just who makes sense.
It makes more sense.
Magnus makes no sense, obviously.
Magnus makes no. He was never even in the running, but I think it was just... Hardy having the title doesn't make sense. I guess you're right. Probably Angle or Joe would have been better, and the crowd definitely agreed that. During the match, all you could hear was people cheering for either Angle or Joe. And the one guy was Hardy. I remember that. There was one guy who's just like, let's go Hardy, after everyone
was
done.
Like this one guy in like the back going, I love you, Joe!
Pretty much. It was kind of like that.
300 level. Like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, nobody seemed unhappy that Jeff won, but it was just one of those things where it's like, they wanted either Joe or Angle, and I kind of have to agree.
So, that was last week.
Yep.
We move into this week.
We do.
Open Fight Night.
Yep.
At TNA. It's Open Talk Night, because there's only 3 matches.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Not once again, not really a complaint, more or less.
No,
it was if you're just gonna further storylines, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
this is what we're gonna get.
Here's my only complaint in the fact that your next pay-per-view is not till fucking June. Do we need to set everything up right now?
I know.
In a show that you got called Open Fight Night, this shit could have been easily done next week.
Yeah,
but that's just
or at least
that's
not
just
call
griping.
this Open Fight Night.
Yeah, that's just griping for no reason.
Hardy and the AC&Eights
get
into it at the beginning of the show.
They do.
AC&Eights attack. Team TNA saves. The storyline's still going.
Yep. It is what it is. I'm
Hardy calls out Anderson.
Yeah, which is fine.
And they're gonna fight in the main event.
Yep.
That's cool.
I'm all for it, and well, we'll get to it later.
Yeah. Chavo Hernandez call out Bad Influence.
God, I'm sick of these two.
And it's a number one contenders match.
Yep.
And Chavo and Hernandez won in a very, very well done tag match.
Yeah, it was I'll give it as much credit as I can.
I don't like Chavo on the microphone.
I don't like Chavo at all. I really don't think he's a good worker. I really don't. No, I'm not.
Even in the ring,
There's something about him that just, I don't know, he seems sloppy to me. And it bugs me. But, could be personal prejudices. Hernandez is actually a better flying. He is. Hernandez is fucking talented and needs to lose the dead weight pretty quick.
But we've been saying that for
ever,
because even back when I like Homicide too. Don't get me wrong, but when he was with Homicide, it was also kind of like, well,
what are you doing with this asshole? You're better by yourself.
Hernandez, and he was by himself for a brief moment in time, and then they just said,
we need you with somebody.
We need you in a tag team because TNA has done that with several guys where there's just like they get cold feet on putting a tag into a singles, and then they're like, no, you need to go back to tags.
Well, WWE's done that already, so
yeah. Yes, they have.
We'll talk about that, I'm sure, later.
Hot Mess.
Yes.
Tyron Terrell, as she's now known as. I didn't think that was a term of endearment.
Apparently it is. Can I ask you one thing? Was it necessary to show her half naked?
No, but
I'm sorry.
I guess it gets into the intrusion part of everything.
I guess, but the fact is, she opened the door.
Well, she's the hot mess. So
I guess, but I mean, I know plenty of women, and I can honestly say, if I know a girl is changing and I knock on the door, she's not going to open the door with basically her boobs hanging out. I mean, I obviously understand it's the titillation factor for the young men who don't have women to look at themselves.
Which are wrestling fans.
True.
Not saying anything, just
not at all. I'm not making a judgment call, but, I mean, come on, dude. Really? We're going to sink to this level, are we? I mean, if you're going to do this, throw them in, like, a bikini match or some shit like that.
Yeah, you might as well go the full match.
Yeah,
if you're gonna
don't half-ass it. Don't do this. If you want to do the fucking bikini match, go right ahead. Because, I can go and take a break. I can go and do whatever. Because I don't really care about seeing these women in bikinis. But it just seems like, oh, wow, okay, so she's she's half naked, and why do I care? But anyway, that's just me griping about pointless shit.
Tyron Terrell.
Yeah.
Then called out Gail Kim.
Yep.
And then Gail Kim came out.
Yep. Eventually.
And then she asked Tara to come out.
Yeah, which
and then they fought Taryn, but I thought the point of Open Fight Night is you call someone out and they have to fight you.
Apparently, that doesn't work if you're a woman.
Oh. Okay.
Again, this is TNA.
And then Velvet took her sweet-ass time getting to the ring. I guess she was slipping in there whatever she was wearing.
Yeah, well, those pigeons are not easy to get by.
Apparently. They're not easy to...
You can't put them in pants that easily.
Apparently not.
Because we did establish those are ass, right?
I think so.
Okay. So, yeah, it's hard to get the... She's letting the pigeon... Oh, fuck, see, now it doesn't make any sense.
It's a dumb analogy to begin with.
God damn it.
It's not your fault, it's theirs.
Okay, fair enough.
But then there's a backstage cat fight, and that kind of closed out.
That was another one of those somebody got fucking leveled moves again.
Yeah. He smacked her square in the jaw.
Yeah.
That was no catfight slap. She punched her
in the fucking face. That was not pretty.
She's going to have a shiner.
Yep.
Next week, Gut Check.
Yes.
With Adam Pearce.
Yep.
Who's known by most people on the indies. He's been multiple-time NWA champion, and
I've seen him.
Yeah, he's a former booker for ROH.
Yep.
And he's going to be fighting Magno who I believe is from Mexico.
Maybe. Looks like it. Personally, I just think, I don't know, I don't like this fucking gut check shit. So,
yeah. Well, no, if it's an excuse to get guys like Adam Pearce into the company.
Yeah, but you don't need that excuse. Just fucking throw them in.
Yeah.
This is unnecessary.
I know. But that's what they
it's
They're sticking to their guns.
I mean, in all fairness, WWE does have NXT.
Yeah.
You know, they've got an entire show. But you know what? I'd rather TNA put on another show that's like an NXT show anyway.
Right. Yeah, because
instead of putting it on fucking one little segment on TNA, it's just an Impact.
Well, to be fair, they probably don't have the money that WWE does to produce a whole television show.
Well, they got to be making more money now. You got to think, right? I mean, I know it costs money to start shipping your shit around, but I mean,
depends on how much you're paying Hogan and Sting and all those guys.
Well, I mean, that's why they started going on tour in the first place, right? Because I mean,
these buildings
they're all fucking sold out.
These two Impacts have been said they're on these small towns, but they're selling out the building.
They're selling out, so I mean, that's like these are the biggest crowds that TNA's ever drawn. So you got to assume they're making money.
Yeah.
Because the Impact Zone was making them fucking nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Speaking of the building, Sting can't get in.
No.
He's being stopped by the world's least threatening security guard of all time.
Yeah.
Some old dude with a mustache.
You know, I like the mustache.
Like, if I was Sting, I'd be like, move.
Yeah.
Magnum PI, get out of here.
I'm fucking Sting, bitch. But whatever.
Yeah.
You won't let me in the building? I'm wearing makeup.
Yeah. I look like a wrestler, come on. Hardy and Hogan. Apparently now they're best of buddies, and Hogan, come on, brother, you can do this. You can take the belt back, dude.
Apparently he can.
And once again, Jeff Hardy's not smart enough to be like, hey, you were like bad-mouthing me 3 weeks ago, asshole.
Okay, we already talked about this. Storyline's over. Didn't exist. Didn't happen. We have to move on.
Now they're friends.
Now they're friends again.
They're not friends. Sting
Shiny, happy people, damn it.
Well, not Sting and Hogan.
Sting and Hogan are pissed.
Sting somehow found his way into the league, slipped by Magnum PI.
Slipped by security there.
Slipped them. I'd probably slipped through the rafters. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, of course. That's what he does.
Why
did he try the front door in the first place? Fuck.
First off, I don't know how a guy who can't get in the building gets entrance music and an entrance. Like, even Hogan called it out. Like, he's talking to Hardy, and then he hears Sting. Is that Sting's music? Like, he's not supposed to be here, brother.
Well, when he's in the rafters, right? See, unlike the WWE, they don't have a trailer. The guys who run the music are up in the rafters. So when Sting got into the rafters, he just like slipped him a 20 and said, "Play my music and my light show and all this shit. Do it all in like 10 minutes."
Just 20, eh?
Yeah, well, fuck, man. They're working for TNA. That's probably a salary bump for them.
That probably is.
You know what I mean?
It probably is. So he comes out, calls out Hogan. Hogan comes out. They yell at each other some more.
A lot.
Hogan rips his shirt. He gets all mad.
Yeah,
and then security comes out and escorts Sting out of the building.
Yeah, so match?
God, I hope not.
I mean,
in 2013, no.
I'd still like to see it.
Just for the
Hogan, come on, it's factor. Fucking Hogan.
He's on one leg.
It's not forever.
How can you drop a leg drop if you can't walk on the leg?
I'm not saying he's gonna fucking wrestle him next Thursday.
Although I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, yeah, but no, I'm thinking like June 2nd.
Slammiversary.
Yeah,
maybe.
Build it up a while.
But Sting leaves.
Have Sting point at him with a bat for half a year.
No, I don't do that again. That's AJ's spot now.
That was a good storyline.
That's AJ's
true. That's AJ's line.
He's
now.
Gonna be pointing bats at people.
Yeah.
Sting leaves, and Matt Morgan comes out of nowhere and just claps and goes, "Another one of Hogan's mistakes."
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, listen here, Thunderlips.
Yeah,
get a better storyline.
Yeah, he's literally his whole storyline is I'm gonna walk around and tell people how they're doing shit wrong.
Yeah.
Aces, I guess. No eights.
Guess so.
Whatever.
AJ Styles?
Yes.
Comes out. Well, it doesn't come out. He's in the rafters.
Yeah.
Or the seats.
He's getting closer. He's working his way up to the rafters.
James Storm's in the ring yelling at him, calling out AJ. Going, hey!
Hey, you!
I love that they don't have the video equipment to show him on the big screen.
No.
So he's just yelling randomly into the crowd, like, you! And the fans are probably like,
Like, me? Is it me?
He's yelling at me! Like, no, asshole, look at the hooded fellow next to you. He's yelling at him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fans were very excited when the camera finally panned to them.
When they panned to AJ, and the fucking guy that dressed like Hulk Hogan walked behind him posing.
That was the best thing on the show.
Like AJ standing there all serious and sad and not saying anything. This fucking guy walks by like Hulk Hogan,
doing
real
the Hogan
American.
Pose. It was awesome. Best thing
like,
of the show.
Maybe the guy's security that was trying to stop Sting should be blocking traffic.
Oh, come on. Had you not seen that, you would have been pissed off, and you know it.
I know.
It made the show for you.
Kind of did. And then Ace and Eight's attack, like they do.
Yeah, well,
and then EY and Angle made the save, like they do.
Yeah.
And then they had a match, an open fight night, like they do.
Yeah, it's paint by numbers.
Solid 6-man tag.
Yeah, it was fine.
You know, you get those guys in the ring, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's getting Wes Briscoe and
Garrett
Bischoff some tag teaming time.
And
with like a guy like Drew Haskins who's a vet.
Exactly.
So.
And this is sort of where I talk about like Taz basically just
Bigging
blowing them like crazy, just being like, you know, they're the shit, they're going to be the tag team champions, blah blah blah. Like they're really building them up so that, you know, when they actually do get the push that they're obviously going to get, you know, they might have a little bit of credibility even though they have no wrestling talent.
Well, Bischoff's getting there.
He's getting there, but I mean...
How sad is that?
Oh, don't even get me started.
The guy whose father was a manager and a general manager and an office guy, basically, is a better wrestler than the guy whose father is a Briscoe. His uncle is a Briscoe.
And I mean, literally, they pointed out, like, his you know, they trained fucking Hogan.
Yeah.
These
guys trained Hulk Hogan.
These guys trained Hogan, but they couldn't take the time to train your kid. It's just, fuck them.
But to be fair, Hogan was never stellar in the ring either.
But he's still fucking Hulk Hogan. He's a wrestling god.
Yeah, but they didn't teach him.
Briscoe certainly ain't a fucking wrestling god.
The Briscoes didn't teach him how to be entertaining and how to be Hulk Hogan. They just taught him some wrestling moves.
But still, I mean... I don't know, I can't say much.
Teach him a fucking leg drop, Briscoes. Come on.
Well, yeah, exactly. I don't know, I can't say much because, you know, I rip on Cena quite a bit for the same thing, but...
Yeah, but at least Cena can cut a promo.
Hogan could cut a promo.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Briscoe.
No. I thought I'm defending up my love of Hulk Hogan, even though he's pretty much John Cena.
Yeah.
But there's a difference.
I'm sure John Cena would be more than happy with that comparison.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sure he would, but he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's another story.
Cheering with their fake beer.
Yeah, with their water beer.
Yeah, with their water beer.
Yeah,
which is American beer.
Yeah, it
Sorry
is.
to American listeners, but it's true.
Why, it's true. They know it.
Yeah. And then Anderson loses his shit.
That was probably the best thing I've seen, like legitimate thing on the show ever. Is just he just went ape shit, and you're just like, you wondered, like, did somebody just literally tell him, like, by the way, you're in TNA, and he just lost his shit.
Yeah, this is WWE. Where is that WWE?
Pretty much. That's what I keep thinking. I'm like, somebody just must have told him where he's wrestling right now.
Yeah.
You know?
And then he went off with a hammer.
He did.
Which we'll get to later, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
X Division.
Yeah.
The announcement for next week is going to be #1 contenders match.
Yep.
Sanjay Dutt.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Good.
As always. Some Mason Andrews guy. Never heard of him before. And then P.D. Williams, the Canadian Destroyer. Yes.
This made me so fucking happy.
When P.D. Williams showed up, rainbows were thrown up.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me so fucking happy.
We haven't seen the Canadian Destroyer in 4 years in TNA. And I haven't seen him wrestle in a lot longer than that. I mean, I've seen him wrestle live, and so have you, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
All those BSE shows.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, no,
I've seen him wrestle in UWA. And
I think I saw him once in UWA as well.
And you know he's got to he'll probably beat that Andrews guy with the Destroyer.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He has to hit him with the Canadian Destroyer.
Like, that's basically going to make the entire fucking stadium explode.
Yeah.
And, you know, me cum in my pants.
Oh, what?
I like the Canadian Destroyer a lot.
I could tell.
Yeah, it's a great move.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Moving away.
Oh, please, you liked it.
Match 3 of Open Fight Night.
Yeah.
The main event. And the third match of the evening in Open Fight Night.
Well, at least they had a lot to talk about.
Yes. Hardy and Anderson. Mm-hmm. And this is where my gripe came in. They had to bring the hammer out to him. But he had it in his hand. Did he, drop it?
I guess.
Out of excitement?
He did. He was so angry, he threw it.
Yeah.
Nobody saw him do it. It was like Donkey Kong. He just gets really pissed off and just starts throwing shit.
So yeah, this was a decent match.
Yeah, it was okay.
Hardy went nuts.
Yeah,
got himself disqualified.
He did,
showing him how angry he
which
can get.
is fine because again, it set up the match.
Yep.
At the end of it, it set up the match between him and Bully Ray.
It will be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
From this week.
Mm-hmm.
In Corpus Christi, Texas.
Yep.
The hotbed for professional wrestling.
Apparently.
Full Metal Mayhem.
Yep. So
and from the looks of it, that's gonna be a big show.
That is.
They're one, setting and then there's like a tag title match that night.
Yeah, they're setting this up like a pay-per-view almost, which is weird because, well, I mean, maybe we'll actually see some matches every now and then.
Yeah.
You know? Although they've only announced like 2 or 3, so this might be all we get.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah.
World title matches, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, that match between...
And I'm sure there'll probably be like an X Division match or something like that show.
The match between Bully and Hardy alone will be worth it, so...
Yeah.
You know.
So, that's TNA. The last 2 weeks.
That happened.
It was alright.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 weeks were alright. Yeah. Bully Ray explained his actions, and Ace and Eights are getting more storyline, and they're pushing the younger guys. Mm-hmm. I figure out of that you would push the tag team of Nux and Doc.
Yeah, but they seem to be almost burying it.
Yeah.
It just seems like there's
because I don't even know
what
Nux is doing.
No.
And I didn't even hear from D'Lo both weeks.
No, D'Lo showed up.
He was there.
He was part of like the Hardy match, I think.
Yeah, he
was
shows
around
up to attack, but
he didn't really do anything. I mean, I guess it's because of the fact that now Bully Ray is the president. He's been revealed, and he's the talker. You don't really need D'Lo at all.
Right.
Poor guy.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go in order. We're gonna do last week's SmackDown and move forward from there. So we start with last week's SmackDown. Miz starts with Miz TV.
Yep.
And the Celtic Vipers.
Yeah.
He calls out Big Show.
Does.
And they pretty much talk and argue a little bit, but then kind of...
Big Show kind of begs for a chance.
Yeah.
Which is,
give me a chance, man.
I don't like that, because, I mean, I'm not really sure what's supposed to be happening. Is he getting a full heel turn? Or, sorry, face turn? Because...
I don't know. I'm hearing different rumors.
It just
seems... Orton turning heel at Mania, or...
It just seems really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Because, like, 1 minute, Big Show's being like, give me a chance. The next minute he's just like, well, fuck you. So I don't know what he's supposed to be doing.
I think at this point,
he's not an in-betweener at all.
I think the point, it's now transitioning to him being a face going into Mania.
I hope so. I hope that's what their plan is.
Because after this week's SmackDown as well, you know what I mean? We'll get
well, that's what I mean. Like, I don't really understand exactly what they're doing, because they haven't really made it very clear. It's going back to the thing I bring up all the time, the Sanicide thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, 1 minute you're doing this thing, and then the next you do this, and you're like, what? Mm-hmm. So it sort of seems the way he's working. But
Booker T comes out and says you guys are going to have a warm-up match.
They are.
So that was going to be the main event.
That was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen, but okay. Mm-hmm. The warm-up match was fucking retarded. Yeah.
Well, it's got to be 3 guys.
Yeah, but I didn't think they would do that. And then, but we'll get to that, because I have real gripes with that.
Mm-hmm. Henry versus Zack Ryder. Who would you think win there?
Zack Ryder?
No.
Oh. You mean Mark Henry beat him in less than a minute?
The 350-pound giant man who blocks out the camera when he enters the ring.
Pretty much, yes.
Area.
Yeah.
Ryback comes out.
This
is the standoff.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This should have never happened.
Tackles him.
Should have never fucking happened. Oh, was I mad at this.
Yeah?
Should have never touched him. These two should not have had any physical contact until
now
WrestleMania.
They don't.
Because this match is going to last 5 minutes, as we've said.
Yeah, but
this is only going to... You don't need... No, because they did it.
When they had Henry do his 3 World Strongest Slams to make Ryback look weak.
Yeah.
Ryback needs to get at least 1 shot in to make sure he doesn't look completely weak.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to do it on him. That pissed me off.
Well,
they should have had him...
But if Henry gets 3 moves on him, he's got to at least have 1 on him. I mean, now there's a no contact rule policy.
Yeah, I don't like these two should have never had any physical contact.
Well, no, you needed to have Henry do the moves on him because then you have to have sympathy for Ryback.
No, I understand. It's just I just don't think that. I think the idea there should have never been any physical contact at all.
Right. Well,
none. It should have been saved completely for WrestleMania because we all know this match is going to suck. We should at least be able to enjoy seeing for the first time 2 giant fucking behemoths of human beings slamming into each other.
But them locking up for the first time in an official match is still going to be
but to me it won't have as much impact as what it would have had.
It depends on more of the atmosphere. than the actual match.
Yeah.
Like, because the look of
the atmosphere.
People in the crowd with these two behemoths in the ring, and they're staring each other down.
Like,
and they're
you can almost see that on the cover of WWE Magazine right away. But, and I mean, it'll catch me. I guarantee you. I'll be looking at that going, fuck, that's an amazing image. Because you know it's just going to be like almost Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be everywhere during that match. But I just think it would have had a lot more impact if they had not touched each other until now. But, you know, again, simple gripes.
Mm-hmm. More Booker T and Teddy Inner Strife stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to lead to something somewhere down the road.
Yeah, but it just seems so slow.
Yeah, that's a slow build, and one of them's going to turn heel and be, like, general manager.
The heel general manager versus the good man. That's fine.
Dolph versus Kofi for the umpteenth time.
Yeah,
it was a good match because they've wrestled 100 times.
They did, so they know how to wrestle each other. But I mean, we've seen it 100 times. Don't really care.
Yeah. Big Show and the Vipers in the back, just getting ready for the match,
chilling, hanging.
Mm-hmm. Swagger versus Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
good match.
It was very good.
Solid match. Swagger wins.
Yep.
Seb cut a good promo.
Did.
And Fandango.
Yeah.
Comes in at the end there.
My boy.
And he can do a fucking hell of a top rope leg drop.
Damn right he can. I can't believe he was still getting the You Can't Wrestle champ after that.
You know he's doing that on purpose.
I know, but I mean, Jesus, that fucking leg drop was pimped. Mm-hmm. That was awesome. I liked it a lot.
What do you think of his, like, entrance with the big dance floor and the glittery streamers?
Well, it's going to stop very quick.
And then when he comes to the ring, he poses, and then the thing drops down.
I like it.
And it lights up.
I like it for now. I say after Mania, stop it.
Doesn't it seem too grandiose for Raw and SmackDown?
Yes,
like,
it does.
Seems like that's a WrestleMania entrance.
Not even just WrestleMania, just a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You know, that's a pay-per-view entrance. It seems they're putting a lot behind this guy.
Johnny Curtis, yeah.
So, he better be able to wrestle. I heard he's not great.
I mean, go back on YouTube to season 3 of NXT. He's on that, and he won that season.
Yeah, but I mean, that's NXT, though.
Like, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, again, that's 2 years ago.
He won it, so you'd have to imagine...
In 2 years, he's got to have had talent.
And prove in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's probably pretty good, because they're putting a lot into this guy. And even
if he is a little garbage in the ring... He's wrestling Chris Jericho at Mania.
Oh, Jericho's going to make him look pretty.
Carry the match on his
absolutely.
Back. And I know Chris Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
At WrestleMania, he wants to steal the show.
You're damn right.
So
they're going to have
this match.
This match is going to be good.
This match is going to be really fucking good because Chris Jericho knows on a card that has Triple H and The Rock and Undertaker and all these guys and all these big level matches.
Yep.
And nobody gives a fuck about Fandango.
This is going to be the quiet sleeper match that everybody's going to be talking about, that it's going to be something fucking special. And that's why, once I saw that there was something going on with him and Jericho, I got really excited. I mean, I mentioned it on this show. I'm like, fuck, I hope this is what they do because it's perfect. It's the best way to do it. Best way to introduce the guy, although he could only go down from here.
I know.
But, you know.
Well, his whole
gimmick is idiotic.
Well, I've been thinking about his gimmick, and it's 80s.
Oh, God, yes.
It's Fandango is Rick Rude. He's the model Rick Martel.
I'm well aware.
That's it. That's what he is, and he plays it so
fucking well.
He plays it to the core.
Yeah.
Where he knows the crowd is like, you can't wrestle, and he just doesn't care, and
he does that little dance kick thing into the ring.
Yeah.
This is a guy who's living his fucking gimmick right now, and I'm loving every second of it. It's a terrible gimmick, and he's making everything out of it. It's brilliant.
And I guess that skinny broad that he's with is going to be his
She's permanent, yeah, because she's been... I noticed she's been there the last couple...
Because when he first came in with different dance partners every week...
Yeah, now he's got the same... I guess, you have to think, it's got to be hard to find local dancers.
Yeah,
local
ballroom dancers.
Yeah, exactly.
That will be willing to appear on professional wrestling.
Exactly. I think they probably just hired this chick. She might even be a wrestler.
She probably is.
Yeah. I mean, he seems like he can dance. I'm assuming she probably,
Yeah, I mean, ballroom dancing probably isn't hard when you...
compare it, same with like wrestling. It's pretty much probably the same kind of... Yeah.
So it's the same deal. So. Yeah. How many wrestling fans are going to now try to learn, like, the tango and shit because of this fucking guy?
Sadly... quite a few.
So now they can be like, I'm Fandango, and
Fandango.
And I'm surprised how many legs that gimmick still got.
I know.
A name gimmick.
Yep. And, oh, by the way, the thing we haven't touched on, actually, he, when he kicked Jericho in the face, legitimately gave him a black eye.
Yeah.
Doesn't bode well.
But apparently, I heard that was from the Swagger match.
Was it? Oh.
The kick to the face didn't help.
No, it probably didn't. Although it did look like he hit him in the fucking eye. So
yeah.
I don't know if how well that bodes for him. But
Big Show interview.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking about how he's not a good guy, but how he's gonna help fight the Shield.
Yep.
More Road Scholars and Bellas. Obviously, this is the thing.
Yeah.
The Bellas are in this company because they're dating Daniel Bryan and John Cena.
Yes,
that's
I know.
why they're in the company.
My question is, and this was sort of what we were talking about with the not having the balls to break up tags. Didn't these two break up?
Yeah. But it's WrestleMania season, and they need a program.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they could have found something to do with Damian Sandow.
I doubt that. With who?
Fuck.
Exactly. See, you can't think.
Well, give me 5 minutes. I'd come up with something.
But,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess.
Would you rather go with something that works over something that's
true? And unfortunately, this I think means that Road Scholars are going to be around for a while because I don't see Team Hell No coming out of that with a win.
I don't know.
But anyway, doesn't matter.
They fought.
Yes.
Funk Inc.
Yes.
Which is now Tons of Funk.
Is that their name?
That's their name. Tons of Funk.
I think we had it better.
Well, I get it. It's like tons
of fun.
I get it.
No, I get it. I get it. It's clever, sort of. It's clever in that
it's a clever way of
kind of way.
Fat.
Yeah. I think Funk Inc. was better.
Yeah.
I think we probably should have, gotten off our asses and did something about that.
Oh, well.
But,
But Tons of Funk versus Scholars went to no contest because the Funkadactyls and the Bellas got into all cat fights.
Which we need to see happen. They need to fight. They need to have a match.
Well, they did. On Main Event.
Did they? Oh, son of a whore. I gotta start watching that.
I keep telling you.
I know.
And the show, Big Show, and how unified he is. Here are the Vipers being interviewed separately in a separate location.
Well done.
Also talking about how they're going to work together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay.
Yeah. Well, yay.
Friendship.
Yeah. Up with friends. Not much else to say beyond that. So yeah.
Antonio Cesaro.
Yes.
Who does not have a WrestleMania match yet, by the way. Fought The Miz, and The Miz won.
Fuck me.
He will have a match.
Sideways.
And it will be on the pre-show.
I hated this. Yeah, I know. But I hated this.
Yeah.
The outcome of this match made me want to put my fist through a wall.
How so?
Should The Miz really be making Cesaro tapped right now?
Probably not, but he really needs to push that figure 4. So.
And to his credit, and
he's getting better.
That figure 4, that one he put on looked pretty good.
Yep.
The one he did next week, not so much, but this one was
but
pretty
he's
good.
Better.
He is. He's 50-50.
But you
now.
know, if that's going to be his move, he's going to have to make.
I know,
tap.
but
now
don't
it shouldn't
do it
be
on
Antonio
a champion.
Cesaro, but
do it on
whatever.
anyone else, not the fucking champion.
Exactly. You can have him beat a random heel.
Yes,
right? Have
it's
him
not
beat,
that hard.
I don't know. Pick a heel from the back. Any heel.
Anyone.
Good God. Super Friends version 3.0.
Yes.
As I'm now going to call them.
There's gotta be. Did we already do Superhero Squad?
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
That's why I'm just saying Super Friends Volume 3.
Yeah, that just seems too easy. We need to come up with another one.
Well, we have a week.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll put our collective intelligence together and find something.
No, we won't.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought.
Anyways, they fought 3MB.
Yeah, which
and guess who won?
3MB?
No.
Although, here's the thing that I don't fucking understand, okay? The Shield is obviously considered, like, a top heel team, right?
Mm-hmm.
How come 3MB was getting some good licks in when they're generally a joke everywhere?
My guess is that they're trying to show these three are working together, and it's gonna take some time.
I guess, but it just seemed like, no. It just seems stupid.
Well,
it's just dumb. I don't buy it.
That kick that Drew McIntyre threw was pretty impressive.
Separately, these 3MB guys are actually talented, but they're just a joke. So they're Santino Marella, who's actually really talented, but you'll never know because he's a joke.
Yep.
So, it's fine.
But that was SmackDown.
Yeah.
Always tight and concise, like it usually is. And they're really pushing the hell out of every Mania match. Like, there's
Jesus
not one.
Christ,
There's not one Mania match on the main card that they're not giving at least 5 to 10 minutes to.
Every match. Like, this is
and
probably
that hasn't happened in a long time where they've given every single match.
Well,
I mean, and maybe it's because they have so many hours now of TV time. They have the time to push everything.
I would think so. I mean, like I was about to say the exact same thing. It just seems like they're really pushing the shit out of this Mania
even
card.
on Mania, they were talking about matches.
Yeah, like it's
NXT, they were talking about WrestleMania. You know what I mean? It's everywhere.
Did you say on Mania? They were talking about Mania? I meant main event? Yeah.
I meant main event.
Okay. I just wanted to double check that. But no, I mean, it's really impressive how every match on the card is getting something. Like, I remember, last couple Manias, a couple of, like, the like, a handful of the, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Shit. The undercard. Well, yeah, the undercard definitely, but, like, the ones that weren't title matches. A lot of the shittier, like, mid-card / undercard matches never got any time whatsoever.
Like the Kane Orton match.
Exactly. Never really got any play whatsoever. Now, how much do we know of this fucking Fandango Chris Jericho match? Yeah. Which is essentially a throwaway match, let's face it. Which, of course, we know is going to be kick-ass, but, I mean, how much time are they giving this thing? Yeah. I mean, yes, I get it that Fandango's a new character and they're really trying to push him, but Jesus Christ.
I know.
Like, wow.
I know.
That's a lot.
We come to Raw.
Mm-hmm.
This week's Raw. So we get into this week.
Yes.
We
finally reached, normal.
Yeah, we start off strong.
Yep.
With Raw. Raw was good. Punk and Heyman.
Yep.
Punk got another solid promo.
Oh yeah, no, it was good. I'm still just going. I really hope that fucking Bearer's family's cool with this.
Yep, they're all cool. It's been said.
Holy shit, cool. Are they just fucking this? It makes me uncomfortable sometimes. Mm-hmm. But again, that just proves that WWE's doing their job.
Well, they're not saying Paul Bearer's name really anymore.
No, I know, but it just seems.
Is it because of the urn?
The urn, yeah, that's a little.
No, it would be if it was implied that his remains are in it.
True.
No, it's just a symbol of the Undertaker.
Yeah, I know, but it still seems a little odd. Yeah. But, again, as long as they're cool with it, and again, if it's making me uncomfortable, it means that it's just good television. Yeah. So I'm cool with that. And Taker
showed up at the end.
Yep, which was good.
Threw some soup bones and got some shots in.
Definitely. So it was good. It was really good. I was really happy with that. Really fucking happy.
Fandango.
Although it was a little sloppy with the urn.
Yeah.
If Taker really wanted the fucking thing, he could have grabbed it.
I did like the whole Heyman picking up and
running it like a fucking running back was awesome, but Yeah.
Fandango.
Yes.
Coming out.
Yep.
To his grandiose entrance.
Yes.
He was supposed to be scheduled for a match or something.
Was he? I don't know if he actually was.
He was, but he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Chris Jericho comes out mad, attacks him.
Mm-hmm.
He's mad. He's like, you cost me my match. You cost me my debut. How dare you? And, And then that cues the Dolph Ziggler match.
Yeah.
Dolph versus Y2J. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Not going to complain.
Not in the least.
Winner, Y2J.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Which, actually kind of surprising. Mm-hmm. Although I guess he needs a little strength going into Mania.
Yep. Big E attacks like he does.
Yep.
And then Fandango comes in and picks the bones.
Which I was hoping, again, nitpicky as all fuck, but I was hoping Fandango would do something other than that leg drop.
Well,
as impressive as it is,
you know what?
I wanted to see
He's
more.
Got to push the leg drop.
He does.
And he can't, don't show everything.
No.
Don't do any more moves.
I just think
do what the crowd knows you can do.
True.
And then kick
the...
And then let them fucking say you can't wrestle. And
I know that's not worrying him at all.
You gotta feed the trolls. Yeah. No, but he's doing that on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Curtis is the type of guy who's gonna feed the trolls and feed the people. Like, he knows he's getting to them.
He knows how to be a heel. Somebody has taught him, or he's paid a lot of attention, because he is, like you said, and he's an 80s fucking heel. He is living his fucking character. I wouldn't be surprised if he's kayfabing the shit out of everything right now.
Like if he walks around as Fandango.
Yeah, like it just seems like he's living every second of it, and he's fucking brilliant. The man's a genius. I hope he can back it up in the ring. I really do. But again, that leg drop was fucking brilliant. So.
More shenanigans?
Yes.
With the Vipers and Shield and
whatever.
They just attack and...
Yeah.
And then, but it was cool when Big Show came in with the chair and hit him, and then Roman Reigns was like, "Oh,
yes,
fuck," because he just got hit by a chair from a giant.
Yeah.
So that's about 500 pounds coming down on your back.
Definitely looked unhappy. Let's just say that.
Mark Henry fought the Usos. Guess who won?
Usos.
No.
Damn! I'm never gonna get this right.
This was kind of punishment for one of them DUIing. So.
Hey, wait. The Usos get in trouble for DUIing, but
them.
Puff the Magic Dragon doesn't get anything?
I know.
Eh,
well, they don't get in trouble. They just get fed to Mark Henry.
But Swagger gets a fucking title shot?
Yep.
Yeah. Favoritism.
America.
Alright, fair enough.
Did you see his new t-shirt?
I did.
With the lock and chain around the United States. I'd wear that shirt if I was American.
Oh, I know. Hell, I'd wear it if I wasn't just as ironically.
Yeah. Antonio Cesaro versus ADR.
Yep.
And Antonio won.
Yeah.
Via count out, of course, because of Zeb and Jack's shenanigans with Ricky Ricardo.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they already broke his fucking leg. What more do they need to do to this kid?
Break it again.
You can't break it again. Well, you can, I guess.
You can...
Make sure it never heals?
Yeah. Exacerbate, I believe, the injury.
Is that the term?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, fair enough.
More matches.
Yes.
Team Hell No versus PTP.
Mm-hmm.
Hell No.
PTP, man.
At least they got a match.
Poor guys.
I know.
I like them, and they're not getting anything.
I know. I'm actually surprised they still have jobs.
I know. They're
on the cutting board. I bet.
They're
after
CTD.
Mania.
They're CTD. Circling the drain, my friends. It's a shame because they're at least. Titus. He needs to keep his job. I'm sorry. The man can do well, but you never know.
Q Ziggy and Biggie, as AJ called them. That's not my words. That's hers.
I know, and that's fine. Yeah, it is what it is.
Actually, I want to refer back to SmackDown just for a minute.
You're about to say, yeah.
When she was sitting on the desk,
yeah.
and she was actually funny on commentary.
She was good, and actually her feeding off of JBL was excellent. I like that a lot, actually.
And that line where she's like, I'm going to have that man's babies.
Yeah.
That shit's funny.
It is.
That shit was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Triple H comes out, mad.
Yeah, he seems very unhappy.
Very, very not happy.
No, he's an angry bear.
He's coming to WrestleMania to kick Brock Lesnar's ass.
He is.
And Wade Barrett did the smart thing of walking out.
What the
in front of him
was this?
And just go, all right, walk around me.
Yeah.
Walk around me, and then Triple H
stares at him for a minute, and I love how long he stares at him, just sort of confused, and then he gets a smirk, and I'm like, oh shit.
And then
poor Wade Barrett,
as to do a English reference, right between the wickets.
Yes,
and
quite right in the bollocks.
Yeah. And then he kind of crumbles,
as you do,
and Triple H just looked at him and walked away.
Yeah. And I do like, after they came back from commercial break, Barrett's still hanging out in the ring, holding his nuts, being like, ow.
Fuck? And then The Miz comes out, holding his junk, going, oh, that must have hurt.
Well, yeah, it's stupid. Something stupid's going to happen to you.
The Miz won.
Yes, he did.
With probably the best figure four yet.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Learning.
He's getting there.
He'll learn there by WrestleMania.
Getting there.
He'll get it by WrestleMania.
I don't know if I would say by WrestleMania. He's only got 1 week left.
Well, he'll learn.
He'll learn. Eventually.
So, Hell No.
Yes.
Talking to Caitlyn randomly in the dressing room.
Yeah, this made no sense.
Well, no, it makes sense in the fact that Caitlyn and AJ were friends.
No, I get... No. I get why it happened, but it was just sort of like... They're having a conversation. Like, what locker room is this? Where they're hanging out, having a conversation, and all of a sudden she can show up?
Well,
what fucking locker room?
Remember when AJ stormed in the locker room?
She stormed in, and it was a big deal of everybody going, "What the hell are you doing in here?" Whereas they're hanging out in a co-ed locker room.
There could be change rooms, and there could be locker rooms. Two separate things.
I don't think so.
Well, either way, AJ comes in.
Yes,
and she's 3 feet tall, and she's 12, so they don't notice.
Nobody sees her. I mean, Kane would never be able to see her.
Caitlyn goes off.
Yeah.
And then AJ gets mad, and she fucking threw Caitlyn's head against a water fountain. She bounced her head off a water fountain.
I saw that, and I just went, Jesus fucking Christ, why are you trying to kill that poor girl? It was bad. And then especially the ensuing match later on. Fuck.
Yeah.
That was the best Divas match I'd seen in a long time. And unfortunately, it didn't last very long.
Yeah.
I was pissed off.
That might be a Mania match.
I hope so, because stiff, my God, they were stiff. Holy shit.
Job Squad.
Yes.
Zack Ryder, Great Khali, Justin Gabriel.
Oh, good lord. I can't believe this exists.
The why do these guys still have a job squad?
Pretty much. In a world where PTP is circling the drain,
so are these guys.
The fuck is up with these? No, Kali will have a job forever.
Yeah, that's true.
He's Vince's wet dream.
Yeah, that's true. They fought the Shield.
Yep.
And the Shield won.
With
awesome
the
maneuver.
Shield and the Shield. Sorry,
I
had to do it. I had to do it. Sorry.
And I like how the commentators were bigging up the Shield. Like, you know, fucking Rollins is like the sick guy. And Ambrose is like the fucking psychological, and
Reigns is the fucking monster.
Muscle. So
they're dissecting them. They're building them up like fucking crazy. They're just giving them all the credit in the world, which is exactly what you need to do when you're facing the super best friends.
Yeah. And the super best friends show up.
Yes.
And they kind of
skirt
their way away from them.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Y2J.
Yep.
Versus Fandango.
Fandango.
And that match is officially set at this point by
finally.
Vicky Guerrero at WrestleMania 29.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
Yep.
Thank you, Super Nintendo.
Yes, you finally did something right.
Sandown Rhodes.
Yeah.
Versus Funk Inc. again.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually won.
Yeah.
So that's cool, I guess. They're pushing every single match.
Yes, they're giving everybody a decent shot at everything.
Ryback trying to one up Mr. Henry.
Yeah.
Fought 3MB.
Yeah.
And won.
Uh-huh. Which, again, super best friends have trouble with 3MB, but
Ryback can
apparently Mr. Explosion is going to kick the shit out of them without any try.
And pick two of them up and drop them.
So, you know, but that's okay.
We get an announcement that Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger
is
going to induct Bruno Sammartino.
I like Arnold.
And apparently they've been friends for like 20 years or something.
Nobody knew that.
So
I don't think anyone in the world knew that other than those two.
Yeah.
So,
but
it's fine.
Meaningful
It makes
Bruno
sense.
For someone to induct him.
That's great, and it makes sense. I mean, they were both bodybuilders at one point, probably at the same time.
Yep,
makes sense.
AJ and Caitlyn. Speaking of bodybuilders, Caitlyn, she used to be very, very
Oh, she was one of those women.
Very manly. She was very handsome at one point.
One of them people.
Let's just say
that explains a lot, because she's still quite fit. She could kick my ass.
Yeah.
But again, I feel sorry for the 12-year-old. Because if you're getting in the ring with that, and she's being as stiff as she is, you're going to get hurt. Yeah. Oh, you're going to get hurt.
And they had a fight.
Yeah.
And it was quite the fight.
It was.
And then Caitlyn speared the shit out of that wall.
Yes, that wall must have been feeling it. That's the first time I've ever seen a chick make the fucking barrier move.
Yeah.
She went at it full force, and I feel sorry for her, because that had to fucking hurt. Like,
but she's a trooper.
When I saw the count beginning, I'm like, she's gonna get counted out. But I'm not sure that she's acting right now.
Yeah.
Because, but, I mean, she's not a very good actress,
wins.
So we see it. But yeah, AJ wins, so yeah. I'm okay with this.
And then we get to the Rock Cena Q&A with King moderating, Booker T, Mick Foley, Dusty Rhodes, and Bret Hart as your Q&A'ers.
Okay.
This is your main event for the evening.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, we've seen... WWE throws enough wrestling at us, we can have a main event that's just talking. I'm cool with that.
Especially around this time.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we're building up to Mania, the biggest show of them all. It makes sense. Here's my problem. I love when you dress up the old guys and trot them out. I love it. When I saw the fucking roster, the four guys that they were bringing out, my smile got bigger and bigger.
Right.
Every time I saw who was coming out. And then when they capped it all off with Bret Hart, as you listeners know, we're Canadian, so naturally, he's a god to us. I thought it was phenomenal until it actually started.
Right.
And I'm like, this is the dumbest fucking thing ever.
I get what they were trying to do.
Yes. I get it, because it's a way
it was unnecessary.
It was a way to break up the doldrum, because, you're not going to
You don't want to have Cena and Rock just talk to
No, I mean, we've seen it a lot. I mean, we've literally seen it for 2 years now. It's just... I don't know, it just didn't quite hit home, especially when The Rock was fucking cutting off fucking Dusty Rhodes. Which, in all fairness, might have been Dusty jumping his cue. But I don't know. It just didn't work.
I think
felt
it just,
a little flat.
he was trying to do his Donovan McNabb story, and it just didn't click.
No, it was flat.
I guess they were trying to do. I don't know how I feel about the actual contact.
It was weird. It was a little odd.
But it happened.
Yeah.
And like I said, they're pushing every match. So
yeah.
You obviously have to,
I mean, this has to be pushed.
This is the one match where you don't really have to push it.
No, but I mean, and I have no real problem. Like, I'm not. It's the weird
no,
thing
it wasn't a bad
No,
segment.
like, everything about it, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, I have no real problem with the content that either one of them said. I have no real problem with what the old guys had to say. I just think the whole thing as a whole was kind of weird.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel right. It felt sort of forced.
There were certain things that I liked. Like, I liked Mick Foley saying, like, no offense, John. But
Yeah.
I feel personally responsible for what I was to believe Rock's last WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
So,
well,
his loss. So, I was glad to see him beat you last year. And
and I'm glad to see, like, I mean, in all fairness, no disrespect to the other legends, but, I mean, Mick Foley is the top promo guy of the four.
Yeah.
So, naturally, he's going to have the best thing to say. There's no way around it. I mean, I don't know, it just seemed a little odd, especially to have Booker T there was kind of weird, too, because he still kind of works for the company.
It's just because he's going in the hall.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Him and Mick were the two guys that are going into the hall and are on hand.
Yeah,
you can't get Bob Backlund. Bruno's not going to come
Bruno's not coming anywhere.
And that would have that would have been amazing.
Oh, that would have been
Bruno Sammartino sitting at the table.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even cared what the fuck anybody had to say. I'd be like, dude, Bruno Sammartino is sitting at that fucking table right now. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have a problem with the content. I don't really have a problem with it. The whole thing just seemed really weird.
Yeah.
It just seemed like I got every part of it. I got they were trying to break up the doldrum because, again, we've been seeing these guys talk for 2 fucking years at each other. I just thought it was kind of a weird way to do things. Yeah. It just seemed weird.
Wait, the only thing, it's not that I didn't like, the only thing it's nitpicking, I know, but, this seems like something that should be at the end of the Go Home Show Raw.
Yeah. Like, because, again, you're not
because you still have a whole nother Raw.
Like, that's the thing. Like, it does
if this was the last thing you saw on Raw, or even the Go Home Show on SmackDown next week.
I think that would have made a little more sense, because...
Like, is that the last image you see is the Rock bottoming John
exactly.
Cena
I think that would have been better, because, although, at the same time, I think the last thing we're going to see is probably...
those two, like...
No, I think it's going to... Well, yeah, or the only other thing... I think we'll see the stare down at SmackDown. Mm-hmm. I think we'll see The Rock take an attitude adjustment on Monday.
On Monday.
Yeah, I do think that. Because you can't have one...
Just for the video package.
Yeah, you can't one up the other, right? Yeah. And exactly. The video package has to be done. So I don't think... I do think the stare down will probably be at SmackDown. Even if it's not, like, a live stare down.
Right.
They might just do a video package.
Because The Rock... I'll give Rock credit. He's got to obviously do a lot of press tours and interviews because of G.I. Joe coming out this week. Mm-hmm. But he's still making time.
Raw and SmackDown, he showed up on both. That was good.
He's still making time, and he's showing up to some interviews with the belt, some interviews he's not with the belt.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with either, because the ones he's not showing up with the belt, like he was on Leno, he didn't have the belt, but he was on Leno at the behest of the movie company.
Yeah, that was
Fox,
Vince.
Whoever's doing G.I. Joe.
I couldn't tell you.
But those people obviously don't want him talking about
No, he's not supposed to talk about...
You're not supposed to talk about that. You're supposed to talk about the movie that you're in.
But I would have thought that whoever's putting out G.I. Joe would have been like, hey, they're going to pimp the shit out of G.I. Joe on WWE programming.
But they haven't really.
Actually, they have. They've been talking about it quite a bit. They did a couple times. Yeah, they also did a video package.
But not nearly as much as I actually thought they would.
No, I thought it would be a lot more, but I guess that might also be the explanation as to why he didn't have the belt on Leno.
Right.
Because, I mean, it's not like, Leno would have a problem with him having the belt. They do wrestlers on talk shows all the time.
Yeah, John Cena's been on Leno.
Yeah, like, plenty of times. So, I mean... I don't know, it just seemed, I thought it was going to be, I thought we were going to be hearing about G.I. Joe until the fucking cows come home.
Right.
But we didn't, so.
Thankfully, G.I. it's not like The Rock's in the middle of the ring going, go see G.I. Joe. The Rock says go see G.I. Joe on Friday. Like, he's not saying that.
No.
For that.
No, I'm glad he's leaving it out. I'm leave it to the commentators. That's what their fucking job is.
Yeah. So that was Raw. Raw was good.
It was good.
Solid.
Yeah. It
was
next
week
good
is
show.
probably going to be just as good as the whole
show.
show.
Yeah. I mean, they'll be solidifying
It's getting to
everything.
be that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm starting to. Yeah. It's beginning to look a lot like Mania.
Yeah.
You're getting that warm fuzzy feeling you always get.
As we get with these two shows that I'm talking about right now, main event NXT.
Yep.
Main event started with Kane versus Antonio Cesaro, and Antonio Cesaro's new gimmick.
Oh.
He yodels.
Pardon?
You saw it a tad on SmackDown.
Did I? Because I wasn't paying much attention.
Brief.
I guess I didn't see it.
It was very brief, but on main event, he came to the ring and literally yodeled his way to the ring.
How'd that go
he's
for
Swiss.
him? How'd that work?
They booed the shit out of him.
All right, well, that's what he's supposed to be getting.
That's what he got, which is
Good.
why I like it.
Well done.
He yodels during the match, too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, while he's doing moves, he's like, yodel-hoo, and then he'll slam the guy.
See, this is probably a good idea because he's starting to get cheered.
Yeah.
A little bit, because people are starting to notice that he's really fucking good. Him having a gimmick like this, probably a good plan.
Because now he's retracted. He's not wearing the American jacket anymore.
No, he's not.
He's taken the flag off his tights.
Yeah.
He's not like Mr. America.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He's just like, he's Switzerland. And
yeah,
yodels.
Yeah.
They fucking
like
boo
that.
him. They boo him because it's like, I'm sure I don't yodel. I'm sure that's actually really good, but to like the untrained ear, like typical wrestling fan, it's like, oh, that's garbage.
It's.
Boo!
I mean, in all fairness to us, to our culture, our North American culture, yodeling ain't music.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. It's just our North American culture. It's we didn't grow up on this shit.
Yeah.
You know.
But
so
kudos to Michael Cole for actually giving yodeling stats.
Did he
Or
really?
not stats, but like he explained what yodeling was. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like the rapid change of like falsettos and stuff.
What
like he
the
actually.
fuck does Where the fuck does Michael Cole get this shit?
The
Please?
internet.
I guess.
He has a phone.
But I mean, I guess in all fairness, he probably knew about it beforehand.
It
but
was written down.
I really hope it wasn't written down. I hope he just randomly had that fact sitting in his head. Because just for the random
I actually
moment,
love yodeling. It's awesome.
It's like me. Like, you know how everyone always just refers to the other guy from Wham?
Yeah.
His name is Andrew Ridgeley. I know that because nobody else knows that. And it's one of those things where I could throw it out there
I'm
just
sure
because.
his mother knows who he is.
I doubt it. I doubt it. It's just one of those things where it's like you throw it out there because you can, and I like to think that that yodeling fact is like Michael Cole's. I fucking know this,
and I'm gonna say it, damn it.
Pretty much.
It's main event. Nobody's watching, but I'm gonna say my yodel fact.
Like if he knows the yodeling fact, and it's just like, oh my god, he's yodeling. I can finally use that fact. My life now has meaning. You know, yodeling. Like that's what I like to think about. This is me going off on.
But yes,
how you doing,
I
folks?
understand. I understand.
Yeah, all right.
But it's good to see Antonio's actually getting some sort of.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Miz vs. Barrett's officially IC title for WrestleMania.
Yes,
good stuff.
Very good. Although I would have liked Cesaro and Miz because they had good matches. They had really fucking good matches.
They did, but I think he wants the more prestigious belt.
He does.
Sheamus interview. Now he's all on board with Big Show joining the team.
Yeah,
because the last main event he was like. When sheep's fought on my arse, that's going
yeah,
team, so.
Whatever.
Oh, how a week will change things.
Pretty much. Again, old storylines finish. We're supposed to forget it. We move on.
Yep. Tons of Funk, as they're now officially named in the main event.
Good lord.
Walk the Funkadactyls to the ring.
Wait, how the fuck is that? Main event's filmed after?
That's before. They weren't referred to as Tons of Funk.
Okay.
On the other shows. I was just calling them that because the name they were given.
No, because it sounds like you said at main event they were given that name.
But main event is taped after.
Is it taped after?
It's shown after and everything.
Okay,
so now
because
SmackDown,
they didn't call them that.
No,
I would have remembered that. No, they did not.
Were they on SmackDown?
Were they? I thought they were.
No.
Or maybe I'm just crazy.
I think you're just crazy.
All right, that's fine. Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Right.
But Tons of Funk with the Road Scholars. They weren't fighting.
Okay.
The Funkadactyls were fighting the Bellas.
Should have watched fucking main event.
And Cameron can go.
I bet.
Nia. No, both of them.
I don't.
Actually, from what I gathered, both of them can go.
I can't name any of the four.
I know. I think I know who Cameron and Naomi are. Which one's which?
I don't.
Bella's, I'm not even going to get going.
Well, I mean, it looked the same, and it kind of scares me.
Yeah.
I was having this conversation with my girlfriend when we were watching it, and I'm watching it and just going, I think adult twins scare the shit out of me.
They do.
Because, especially when, I mean,
like, I'm a hockey fan, and I see the Sedin twins, and I'm just like, that's the same human being.
Exactly.
No, that's wrong.
But you know what? It's fine when they're children, because when they're children and they dress alike, it's kind of cute. But, obviously, it's a gimmick now that they're going to dress alike, but when you see two fully grown people dressing alike and look alike, it's fucking, like...
It's creepy.
It's like Children of the Corn type shit. It's
like,
Village of the Damned.
That's
it's
two
like,
people.
That
who
ain't
should
cool.
Be one person,
yeah,
that's
that's fucked up. It just freaks me out.
Of course, now you can tell which one's which because one's enhanced.
We don't talk about that.
Just saying.
But, I mean...
Let's just say that that's John Cena's girlfriend. What? Who said that? No. Get out of here. We have fun here.
Yeah.
and once again, furthering storylines, Tons of Funk and the Funkadactyls are fighting the Road Scholars and Bella in an 8-person mixed tag at WrestleMania. And it might actually make the main card. So
Really? I thought that... Who the fuck... Oh, shit. I got that mixed up earlier.
What?
Oh, I thought Rose Scholars were taking on Team Hell No for some fucking reason.
That's Biggie and Ziggy.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where the hell my brain went, but yeah.
Cool.
I'm actually kind of cooler with that.
And then after that match is set, that puts the match count at 10.
Well, it is a 4-hour
So that'll
show.
be the main card, and then Cesaro will probably be put on the pre-show.
God damn it. Why is everything I like always shit on?
Well, we can watch the pre-show. Nothing stopping us
I know
from
we're
going
going to watch
YouTube.
it, but I'm assuming we're going to watch it.
Yeah, YouTube. Just go to YouTube.
Will we be drunk?
I hope not.
Whatever,
No.
we'll discuss that later.
We'll discuss that later.
Yeah, off mic.
Don't drink, kids. Just covering our ass, man.
Wow.
Just covering our ass.
Yes, you can only drink if you're of legal age and don't have a problem.
Don't try this at home.
Do what we say, not what we do.
Exactly. NXT.
Yes.
Road to WrestleMania is NXT.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's Road to WrestleMania? Because the Fink is in the ring.
I like the Fink.
And he's announcing.
Is he?
And he's awesome.
Why is the Fink announcing NXT? Is this
it's
where
the
his
Road to
life is on?
WrestleMania!
Why did the Fink retire? What fucking world does we live in? Where
JR was on commentary as well. For the whole show.
NXT's getting all the good shit. Mm-hmm. JR better be at Mania. If he's not, I'm going to be
match
pissed.
number 1.
Yeah.
Caitlyn versus Natalya for the Divas title. Caitlyn won.
This is on NXT.
Yep.
Why?
And it was awesome.
I'm sure it was.
It was like a really good match.
I've never seen this Caitlyn, is it? Mm-hmm. The champion? Mm-hmm. I've never really seen her wrestle because
until recently.
As our listeners know, I paid no attention to the Diva match. I haven't seen her until she literally pounded the shit out of AJ here. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to like her because she works stiff.
Did you see the comparisons I was making to Trish Stratus?
No.
Oh.
You may have made them, but I never noticed them.
Oh, okay. Because now Trish
I've never
Stratus
seen
is also
really
thought of her as a younger her.
That works for me.
So
I don't know yet.
I would hopefully imagine
the
that
match
Caitlyn
was...
AJ is going to be our this generation's Trish Stratus Lita.
Well, let's not go nuts because AJ is no Lita.
I know, but I'm just saying this is as close as we're going to get.
In all fairness, as far as the WWE goes, AJ is probably head and shoulders above everyone else. Yeah. But that's kind of sad. Yeah. But now that I've quit smoking, I guess I'll actually have to watch the Diva matches now.
Sit there with your eyes taped open, clock porn style.
Pretty much. I'm going to have to, because quitting smoking is freaking hard.
Yes, it is.
Don't start, children.
No.
Since we're telling the kids what to do.
ADR interview.
Yeah.
Typical, I'm going to be Jack Swagger.
Yeah, and I'm kind of already over the storyline.
Yeah.
It faded quickly. Let's just say.
It's gonna be a good match. They don't need to keep pushing it.
No, I think. Well, I mean, like ADR was sort of almost MIA-ish last week.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a breath of fresh air. I gotta say. It's kind of lame now. I gotta say.
El Local, a.k.a. Ricky Ricardo. Kayfabe. He fought Brodus Clay, and Brodus Clay won.
No shit.
Like he does.
Yeah.
Shield cut one of their little backstage videotape promos.
Right.
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Cena had an interview on NXT, I know. Kind of doing the old school Rock thing, where he would like insult the announcer.
Really?
Guy interviewing him. And then he would go to serious talk.
Ah.
And then finish off the interview with another insult.
That's kind of weird.
It was like old school Rock.
That's kind of weird, because Cena doesn't insult anybody anymore.
Well, it wasn't like insulting, like you're stupid. He's just
but it doesn't make a joke.
Tie.
Like, that's the thing. He doesn't usually do that anymore, which is kind of... I mean, that's the thing. I liked Cena when he was a mid-carder and an asshole.
Mm-hmm. So maybe he's getting an edge to him closer to WrestleMania.
I would hope so.
The Rock's getting to a man.
There's still the rumor... I mean, it'll never happen in a million years, but there's still the rumor that Cena's going to eventually turn heel, but, I mean, fuck you.
Yeah.
But it would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So that led to showing the commentary team of Regal, a random guy that I don't know, and JR.
Okay.
And out of nowhere, Cassius Ohno just jumped and beat the shit out of Regal. because Regal punched him in the face. Previous.
No, I remember.
And he jumped on him and was pounding the crap out of him because it's Regal, so he'll take stiff shots.
Like, that's the thing, and also, like, I'm sorry,
like,
any average wressler comes up and punches Regal in the face 3 times, I'm going to assume Regal's not going to even react.
Yeah, and like when they pulled off Cassius Ohno, he was actually like he had emotion and like tears down his face, like he had like adrenaline, like.
See, that guy, that might show that this kid's going to go far, you know? That's good.
Chris Hero is a good wrestler.
He is. He's very much a good wrestler, actually.
And
but
hopefully he'll be put on the main roster after Mania.
Hopefully. I mean, although I'm afraid of him.
I'm
always afraid of fucking Mania, man.
Him and Antonio tag team?
Yeah.
Kings of Wrestling?
Yeah. Wow, that never even occurred to me. Yeah, that's brilliant. Shit.
You have one of the best tag teams in the company. You're not a tag team.
Yeah. Whatever.
Just saying. Sandow versus Orton in the main event. Road to WrestleMania, dude.
Okay, sure.
And it was a good match, too.
Well, that's weird, because you can't really get a good match.
No, it was a solid match. Like, this actually was, like, one of Sandow's best matches.
It was Orton?
And it was on a random NXT versus Orton.
My God, Sandow really is good if he made fucking a good match.
And
with Orton.
You have like JR and commentary really pushing.
Oh, God, I want to see.
Sandow.
Okay, now I want to watch NXT.
Like saying,
just to
don't
see
let
that.
the tights fool you, and don't let all this stuff fool you. He's a tough guy, and you know what I mean.
See, that's why JR is a god. He needs to go back to commentating right now.
So that was NXT. Both main event and NXT were really good.
That's shocking.
SmackDown.
Yes.
Our final stop on this episode.
My God, how long have we been talking? 9 hours?
7 minutes.
It's not bad.
Housekeeping, dude.
I thought it was going to be longer, actually.
Our next episodes are going to be a little shorter.
Well, I mean, we do have the special episode.
Oh, but that's going to be a separate thing.
Yeah, we're going to do a separate. Well, we'll do that later.
The Rock.
Yes.
Comes out,
which was weird. It seemed weird because like immediately starting on the show, they were like, "Oh, the Rock's going to come out," and TV 101. If you throw something on there that you know everybody wants to watch, you put it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
But apparently,
it's the first 10 and the final last 10, as Kevin Nash put it.
I guess. I mean, I guess The Rock had something better to do that night.
Story time with The Rock,
which is fine.
Leave that for SmackDown.
Yeah. The fact that he didn't really do it on Raw is good.
No.
I mean, it was funny. It made me laugh once.
Mm-hmm. There were some giggles, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean,
he pulled out the Hershey bar and was pushing the fact that they're in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Which is, I mean, cheap pop.
Hey man, I like chocolate.
Mick Foley smiled.
Hershey chocolates are awesome.
Yeah,
I agree.
I liked the whole thing where The Rock shows the picture of his younger self. Mm-hmm. And they wouldn't take the picture down.
Like, please take it down.
Like, please take it down.
For the love of God,
seriously, take it down. Like, that was good. It was clever, you know?
And then the little story about the Hershey's whatchamacallit, and he's just like, and that's where the phrase candy ass came from. And I'll tell you right now, that old lady didn't know it was coming.
And trust me, that ain't where candy ass came from. He stole that from Austin. Yeah. But most people forget that.
Mm-hmm. And you know it's really WrestleMania season?
Yes.
Because Big Johnny!
Yeah, what
Johnny
the
Ace.
fuck was this about?
He comes out and
although it was kind of clever, because, I mean, I didn't really see Laurinaitis all that much.
Oh, right,
the last
you weren't
couple
watching
years. I wasn't watching because I was like, fuck that.
He was actually a good heel.
I heard, because, I mean, like, he must have been, because when he came out, I've never seen somebody who hasn't been on the show for about a year be booed out of the building that fucking loudly.
The WWE
holy
universe
shit, did they hate him.
Like,
and
they hate him.
I like, what's his thing? The People
Power.
People Power and People's Champ. This was good. I mean, you saw the outcome coming a mile away, but still,
he's just like, you think you're gonna, everyone thinks you're just gonna rock bottom me, but that's not gonna happen. And it didn't happen.
No, it didn't.
He got a People's Elbow instead.
Which he should have. People Power, People's Champ, People's Elbow.
Mm-hmm.
3 P's, my friends.
And he was taken out, and that was it.
Yeah.
So he was used literally probably for this one time.
Yeah, which is fine.
Because he's in the back, and they just want to put him out there.
Yeah, they're just like, we need something for him to do because we're not.
Yeah, you can't just have the Rock talk and then end the promo and
well, that's
walk
the
away.
thing, because they're not. They know Cena ain't there. Yeah. So they got to do something.
And this was 2 segments.
Yeah.
Like, he went to commercial break as Johnny was going to the ring, and they came back. This was a 2-segment thing.
They gave it enough time. I mean, in all fairness, The Rock brings ratings, so why wouldn't they give him all the time in the world?
Yeah. Y2J versus Wade Barrett.
Yep.
Y2J won. Mm-hmm. Miz was on commentary, pushing the Intercontinental title match.
Which was good.
Fandango comes out to push the Y2J match.
Yep.
One match, push 2 WrestleMania matches, all in one. Perfect.
TNA, pay attention.
Yep.
Because this is how you do it. Also, I liked Miz, where he's just like, he's like talking, and all of a sudden he's like, "What? What? You want something?" And gets up and starts throwing shit around me like, "What? I'm gonna fight you." Gives up on the commentary altogether.
Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty fucking clever. Good for you.
Heyman interview?
Yes.
Fucking...
Wow.
That just, when he stares at Josh Matthews and just, like, gives his performance, it's amazing.
It reminded me... Oh, God, what did it remind me of? There was another promo somebody did that had... Oh, it was... I know I might get a lot of hate mail for this, but it had shades of Jake Roberts.
Yeah.
The intensity.
That
intensity just sort of like...
And did he look like he had like a...
There's something wrong with his eye, yeah.
Like maybe he got stiffed by a house show or something?
They did say at some point that somebody fucked him up. I think it might have been Triple H when he hit, or maybe not Triple H, maybe the Undertaker thing.
Oh, right. The Undertaker did hit him.
Undertaker hit him, yes. Maybe that's what it was, because somebody mentioned that his eye was a little fucked up on the show.
Yeah, he was bruised.
Yeah, his eye was bruised.
Henry versus Ryback in a bench press challenge?
Whatever.
And I actually like the ending of this.
Yes.
Because Henry just like... He came down and he forced
pushed
him
down.
And then when they're helping him out, he's looking at Booker. He's like, I didn't touch him. I touched the bar. I didn't touch him.
It was good because he was right. He didn't touch him. And Ryback showed that he's human.
Yeah. Where he's just like...
Yeah. He's choking. He's hurt. He's not, like you said last week, that destroyed me. He's not about to explode.
Yeah.
It was good. It was, well, I mean, it was stupid, but it was good.
Yeah. For what it was a dumb segment.
It was dumb, but they had to do it, Yeah. They had to do something.
Because it's this test of who's stronger. That's what this whole gimmick is about.
Pretty much, and I think that's what it should have been. As much as I didn't like the segment, it's a lot better than, as I'd mentioned quite a bit before, where they should have never touched each other. This is what it should have been the whole time.
Dolphin AJ versus Daniel and Caitlyn?
Fine.
Daniel and Caitlyn won with a hell of a spear. Like, she speared AJ out of her socks.
Yep, which was, again, I'm really interested in this shit, because this Caitlyn chick, never seen her before, kind of interested. Kind of want to see where she goes with this.
More Shield promos?
Yep.
Decent one?
Yeah, it was fine.
Just like the rest of them?
Yeah, I mean, they're solid. It's good.
Colley versus Swagger? Ended in a double count out, because Swagger was too busy giving him the ankle lock.
Fuck it.
What?
I just hate Kelly so much.
No, I know. I know.
And I mean, Puff the Magic Dragon's already pissed me off, so I just don't care.
And then he threw Hornswoggle around.
Which, I mean, oh no, the heels throwing around the midget.
And then Ricardo and ADR got involved. And I just want the match. I don't really care about the storyline.
I'm getting, like I said, I'm already over it, so I really don't care about...
the match, like I said, the match is going to be really, really good.
Personally,
I can care less about the storyline at this point.
I mean, I hate Swagger anyway.
Yeah.
And not because he's a heel. I just don't... I've never liked him since he first showed up. I've just never been a big fan. I do think the match is going to be good. Mm-hmm. I mean, ADR has proven that he can hold a good match. And I do think it'll be good. I just... The storyline is over. Yeah. It's so fucking over for me.
The Super Friends.
Yes.
Fought the Rhodes Scholars and Antonio Cesaro.
Yep.
Who did more yodeling.
Yeah. But apparently I was
not
drunk. I didn't see it. I didn't notice.
And the Super Friends did win.
Yep.
And they were working together as a cohesive tag
team. They were.
Like, Big Show knocked one of them out, threw the other one into an RKO.
Yep.
Getting the crowd into... He was yelling. You could hear Big Show going, bro, bro.
Like, he was... that's why I'm not sure about the Big Show right now. Because...
And then...
Like, the last match, he seemed like he's, like, on his own shit. And now he's, like, playing to the crowd. And then, of course, what happens at the end of the match...
Yeah, where they win, and
then
the Shield
shows up.
And I did like where they're just like, you know what, we're not going to wait for you to get to the ring. Yeah. We're going to just run at you.
And I have to, I can't remember which one of them did it. One of the Shield guys, I think it might have been Ambrose, looked at him and went, like, mouthed, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah.
As they were running up the fucking stairs, and I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
This is really,
they're just
really
like,
good.
No, we come down the stairs
like,
and
we
you
come
wait.
to you. What the fuck is this?
No.
Exactly. Like, oh, God, no. And then, literally, like, in, like, picturesque fashion, Shield's knocked out, and then fucking
Big Show throws him over the concession stand table. Like, I'm also surprised he didn't pick up one of them and slide him across bar fight style.
That'd have been cool. But yeah, then after, here's where I don't get it. Again, I'm back to not understanding what the fuck's going on. They basically, the three of them stand there,
they do their
basking
poses.
in the classic, but fucking Big Show's basking in it too.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, he's a face now.
Is he, though?
He's made the full turn.
I don't know.
And I don't know if he'll be a face after the WrestleMania
That's
program.
what my fucking problem is.
But
I don't get it.
We don't know. That's the point. We don't know.
All right.
Maybe they're getting together for the greater good. Like, the enemy of my enemy is my,
I would say that, except for the fact that he's fucking pandering to the crowd. It doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Either way, It's been a solid 2 weeks, I guess, now.
Yeah, my God.
Of build-up, and we've talked for 84 minutes. This is what happens, folks, when we have to catch up.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. We all have lives.
No.
So, I mean, but next week won't nearly...
Next week we'll be talking about...
It'll be Mania. It'll be pretty much all Mania.
We'll talk about the week.
Yeah.
The week that was, because we'll do Monday,
yeah.
Wednesday. We'll do the week. We'll cover all the go home shows and Mania coverage.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's the week after that will be small because we'll just be talking about Mania.
Yeah, I mean, whatever happens next week isn't going to mean shit. It's all going to be Mania anyway. Yeah. But yeah, so that was the week.
Yeah, that was the week.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, Pim Corner. We have a Twitter at Fedcast Podcast. Still, I'm not putting that much up there. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm kind of waiting to see if we get more people.
Well, we
probably won't.
You have to put more to get more.
But that's the thing. I'm not sure what to put because
we'll figure it out
with the handful of people.
Once again, we'll just put our head together and figure it out.
we there's a lot of shit.
It's hashtags we need to figure out.
That's the thing. We sort of jump into this shit and then we don't think about it. So we'll get there. I mean, we do have jobs and other things to think about. We, the fact that we've been consistent with this is fucking shocking.
Yeah.
So we'll get there.
As behind as we may be on the shows, we're still doing it every week.
Exactly. So,
So this is episode 24, and this is 24 in a row.
It is. So good for us. We're fucking... At least we got that.
Yeah.
Our Twitter might be fucked up, but we got everything else. So, we're working on it.
So that's the week that was. Next week is the Go Home Show and Mania.
And we're going to have a Mania spectacular. I don't know what in the fuck it's going to be because we have not figured it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll have something. We're going to have a bonus. We'll have a bonus episode that'll go up right after our main episode.
It'll be long or it'll be short. We don't know.
Well, it could be 30 minutes of us just talking about how isn't WrestleMania awesome. But we don't know. We have no idea. We have not had a chance to figure it out. But there will be something because it's fucking WrestleMania.
And that's marketing, folks.
Hey, it'll keep you busy.
Right on.
You're all on the edge of your seat.
So you were Steve.
You were Justin.
That was Fedcast.
See ya.